like the homelessness thing is just not like, oh, go get a job, or no, it's like it's hard.
Yeah.
You know, I've some people I've seen it's like they just don't have that strength. Like someone needs to
Mhm.
talk to them
Yeah.
or motivate
Well,
them, and just,
well, you know, the drugs have gotten very stronger,
yeah.
right? And then once you, it isn't. So then you become body dependent, right? I don't know if you ever went. Have you ever went through withdrawals from this?
One time, but that's when I was like, oh, never
Yeah.
again.
So sometimes you come back and start using again, not because you want to, because you don't want to feel the sickness.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course you continue on, and now you're getting high. Now you, but the first initial, I think every fentanyl user that's addicted, that's been in it, wakes up in the morning wishing that they didn't need it, right? So man,
Yeah, most of it because I asked those questions too. Like before I even started, I was like, because I was just like, what makes? Why do you? It's just because it's like it's not even getting that high no more. It's just getting well.
yep,
You know, now I understand what that getting well is, and it's the same repeated cycle all day, every day, and I'm like, oh man,
yeah, it's got to be.
you know,
It's
it just
tiresome.
made me more and more to get away from it. I'm like, okay,
What
you know,
about
and it's like a mental thing as well. You know, like
what about ODs? How many ODs have you seen?
well, they call me the doctor of the streets where I was at because I've always carried Narcan with me, and I've seen a lot. I've seen a lot and saved a lot, and I'm like, man, to the point like you lost yourself in it that you're not even thinking about your life. Like the next hit could be it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I want to know. I want to know the mind frame of, is it ever a point like when the first pill or the first powder that you get for the day, are you ever
You're
like,
never gonna get that same high again.
do you ever like have that moment of clarity where it's like, what if I die right now from this? Like, and then still do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, does that pass a user's mind while they're using it?
They just think about getting well because that pain is just it's like the worst pain. I thought it was like the worst pain. It was more worse than childbirth, but then at the same time, I think it's a psychological thing as well. Like when you think like, oh my god, like I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. The more you think about it, the more you want it.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like
What's the
mental and
youngest?
body thing.
What's the youngest addict you've seen out here? What's the youngest age you've seen out here?
12, and that broke my heart. I was like, oh
12 to
my
28,
god.
on a 47% increase. That's
You
where the
know, and
numbers
it's
are
like it was
rising.
getting worse. I was like, are you serious? You know, like I'm 32, so like when I started seeing like kids a few years ago, I was like, are you supposed to be in school? Like, you know, and some of them like, you know, they had addict parents as well, to where they don't care about that. That's the part I didn't understand because, you know, like culture. It was a culture shock for me first time too, because like back home, a parent will never think about, oh, I'm gonna leave my kids whatever hungry for days. They're like left alone. They have to fend for themselves, and what's it called? And then it becomes a repeated cycle. And I'm like, man, I was like, you're supposed to be at school. You're supposed to be at home. Like, you know, like I met a kid yesterday. He was 18, and he said he was abandoned by his parents.
Mm.
And I was like, oh man, like, and as a mother, like a new mother, I was like, I can't. That's why I was like, I gotta get it together. I can't.
So this is what I want to do with you though. I want to give you my information. I want to be the one to take you to. When you ready to go back, I want to take you, and then me and my organization, we're gonna hold your hand through the whole process. And that way, when you get out, we'll have a game plan. Because sometimes I think,
Well, see, with me, like I've been like sober and stuff. I feel like my thing was just like
you
I
got to be
mostly was out
inspired
here. My
again.
choice was I was mostly out here just to watch out for people and stuff like that with my medical background. But it's like now I know what to do, and it's like, but at the same time, I was kind of ashamed to tell my parents. Like my
Yeah.
mom knew that what's it called. I went to rehab, and I just barely got out the hospital. That's and the person I was staying with, they started what's it called, so they like kicked me out 2 days ago. So
Well, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, for you to even step up and come talk to me,
Mm-hmm.
um, it is phenomenal, right? Because
Yeah,
it
and
is
before
that.
I'm like a kind of shy person. I would have never done that before, but
But
now that
yeah,
the things
but
that
if
I know
we
now,
don't
it's
share this, then we keep the secret, right? It's just like if a pedophile was around, right, touching a whole bunch of little girls, if none of them told each other, then the secret is safe, right?
yeah.
But when that little girl who looks like you, talks like you, who's going through the same dynamics and things that you went through, when she hears your voice say, "Hey, don't do it this way," that because you always got the yin and the yang, right?
Yep.
She hear the good voice and she hear the bad voice, right? Now you've been through that experience and you can say, no, don't listen to the bad voice. Go with the good voice. This is what the bad voice gets you,
Yep.
right? But I believe 100% with all my heart that you're gonna be all right, though. You know what I'm saying? Your mental cognizance is there. Like,
Yeah.
I think that you know, you got a bright future ahead of you, and you got a heart to help people. You know what
Yeah.
I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
And but as a giver, you got to set some limits because takers don't, right?
Yeah. That's
Givers
my
don't have no
weakness. That's my
limits, and takers
weakness.
don't either, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want you to come around here and take a picture with me,
Okay.
and then we'll wrap it up. Um, thank you so much for coming to talk. Like I didn't plan on this,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm real excited about it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you.
No problem.
Um, say one more thing to the little girl, just from your heart, that's at that crossroad of, you know, parents abandoned her or lost her parents, boy, whatever she's going through, and she's thinking the streets or this lifestyle may be her relief, or even just using um, drugs to medicate the pain. What would you say to her?
I would just say, just be yourself. No peer pressure. At the end of the day, like I said, those are just words, and just be yourself and go the righteous path. Yeah.
All
Just be
right.
yourself.